Hello, everyone. Welcome to the blogging class, Blogging for Wedding Professionals. You're going to create 1 month of content that actually gets traffic in this class. So let's just get started. My name is Shannon. I own Shannon Del Palma Coaching, where I teach wedding pros how to structure their business, how to market their business, and how to maximize their time so they can create really amazing results and get tons of clients booked. Before I was doing this, I was also a wedding professional. I had started a fresh floral design business. In my second year of that business, I booked a $10,000 wedding, which is super exciting. I had quit my job by that time, and I solely built my business basically through blogging, social media, and really preparing myself to get out of fear and get more into action. I used to be afraid to be salesy or pushy with my clients. And once I kind of got out of this like crappy mindset that wasn't serving me to be a really good professional, that was when I saw like explosive growth in my business. So I've recently sold that floral design business. I sold it for 15 times of how much money I've invested in it. So in 2 years, that's a pretty good return, and I'm pretty proud of it. But now I'm on to bigger and better things, teaching other wedding professionals basically how to create so much growth in their business too. Let's talk about what blogging really is and why you need it, okay? So blogging is pretty much what I like to call the long sale of marketing, okay? A long sale means that there is like long-term marketing. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so long sale marketing, I'm just making sure everyone can hear me too. If everyone, I know I have a couple people watching, so if you could just write in the chat that you can hear me, that would help me out a lot. Okay, so anyways, back to long sale marketing. Long sale marketing is basically when you do things like write blog posts. I like to say that they're setting and establishing a foundation for your business. Okay, so it's a lot of basically putting the work up front. Things like blog posts, you can write a blog post in 1 week and then be like, well, Shannon, why didn't I get a client? And I'm like, well, that stuff is long sale marketing, long-term marketing. It's going to take you a long time to get that client, and you have to be consistent and you have to be persistent also with blogging at the same time. And there's things I like to call short sale or short-term marketing, and that's kind of when you're like, Shannon, I need a client right now. And there are some things you can do. They're typically ballsy. You have to do things that you might have to put yourself out in front of someone. Basically, you have to reach out to people for a sale, maybe, following up with people who inquired with you before. But that is the stuff that will get you a client right away. While long-term marketing is really the thing you should be focusing on, because this is the stuff you can put in place in your business that will continue to get you traffic and clients even in a couple months from now, okay? So like I said before, blogging is laying the foundation. It can increase how you're found on Google search because Google works all now with content. They say content is king the way it goes right now. So basically, the more content you have, those more keywords that you have, the more that you're going to get found when people are searching for a wedding photographer in Arizona, a wedding photographer in Chicago, those things like that. And like I said before, it's important to do this stuff now because basically you don't always want to be doing those like short-term marketing tactics where you feel like getting a client and going after clients is kind of like a grind. This is basically setting up a place where clients kind of just flow to you. I've seen it happen in my business and in my last wedding business. So in my last wedding floral design business where I talked about my marketing strategy, it was basically like I had blogged and set up a strategy for 2 months. So I had set up this strategy of I was just going to blog. I went for twice a week because it was like the winter time. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to create this strategy. I'm going to go after it. So I blogged for 2 months and I would blog twice a week. And I researched all these SEO things. I researched how I could do it. And basically what has happened now is since I have sold that wedding business, so I booked a whole bunch of weddings last season from it. And then on top of it, since I actually sold it, we signed on it in February 2016. My new owners have not touched that blog They have not written a new blog post, and they're not as like crazy on social media, but they have already booked, sorry, it says blog 6 weddings. They booked 6 weddings, and they still have 5 more consults in the next month on the books. So what that did was it kind of laid the foundation in search, and it's attracting the right clients. And at the same time, my new business owners don't have to grind every day to get a client. It's like the traffic is just coming in like crazy. So that's a really exciting and inspiring story. If you are like, I don't want to put in the work to blog, it will pay off. The grind doesn't have to be forever about blogging. I really put in that, like, you know, that strategy that I said where I blogged for 2 months straight and I do 2 blog posts a week. I did that for like a couple months, and now it's still, you know, it's still serving me, which is amazing. And which is why I love actually blogging now. And I love telling my clients to blog and why it's so important. So here's some things you should know about blogging. A lot of wedding professionals come into the blogging of their business and think that, especially photographers, think that they're supposed to be sharing shots of either weddings they've done or styled shoots. It makes total sense. Believe me, I get it. It does. It makes sense. But actually, your client isn't going to be searching for those types of things. So she's going to be searching for things like, you know, Pittsburgh wedding photographer. She's going to be searching for keywords like, you know, maybe they would search for something like natural wedding photographer in Chicago. And she's also going to be searching for things that can help her. So she kind of wants to know things like, you know, what kind of makeup should I wear on my wedding day? What kind of dresses or what kind of stuff should I wear to my engagement photos? So it's less actually about you and your business and more about serving your client. So you always want to have a blog post that's at least 300 words. Again, it's important to have some keywords in there that your bride would be searching for. This is my favorite strategy because it's so easy to use. Hyperlinking local vendors or venues increases your search engine optimization. So your search engine optimization is that thing that gets you found in Google search when brides are searching for wedding photographer in Chicago, Illinois. It's a strategy that some SEO people refer to as backlinking. So it's kind of like you're piggybacking, I think that's how you say it, off other. There's people that are getting more traffic than you right now. So what you do is you say, make a blog post. We'll go through the worksheet together. And what you do is you make like a blog post about, say, 4 like rustic wedding venues in Chicago, Illinois. And in that, you would do just a simple blog post about those 4 venues, making sure you hyperlink them. So you're basically going off of like their search results is going to get you higher also. And you can write just like a little bit about each venue, include, if you're a photographer, include your photograph if you've actually photographed at the venue. If you haven't, totally fine. I did this when I wanted to work at a venue here in New Jersey where I live. There was this venue, it was a really cool barn venue. And I wanted to work there at the time. So I did a blog post about 4, you know, rustic wedding venues in New Jersey. Link to that. And it actually got me found by a wedding planner who was having a bride getting married at that venue. So I actually got to work at that venue like a couple months after I wrote that post, which was really cool. So that was like, that's a fun story. And it's an easy way to do a blog post. Again, we'll talk about that later when I go and pull up the worksheet. And like I said before, be all about being of service to your bride, helping your bride. The funny thing is the blog shouldn't all be about you, which is weird because we think that's why they're coming to our website, right? To like learn more about us. But they really want to know, how can you help them? And of course, like I like to do, like once in a while, do some stuff about yourself too when you're blogging. Okay, so now I'm going to pull up the Word document. Let's see if I can just switch the screens here. And I just want to make sure that everyone can hear me. I see a couple people on. You guys should be able to write something in the chat box. If you could, that would be so helpful. So I know you guys can hear everything. You can see everything. Okay. So I'm going to pull up the Word document and share it with you. Let's see. Okay. Just give me 1 second. Okay. All right, guys, almost there. Okay, cool. All right, so here we go. So this is how you are going to plan out your next month of blog content. Okay, so I gave you kind of all those tips and tricks before about things that you're going to do, and this is okay. All right, so this is how we're going to come up with a 1 month of content for you. Okay, so here I have 3 boxes, and I have the date. So I want you to kind of do at least once a week, do blogging. I was doing twice a week, but I also know that that may be unrealistic to people right now who are still like editing photos, still knee deep in wedding season. If you are not, if you are totally new, I want you to get right into blogging. Really, I'm telling you, establish this. It will help you. It will get you clients. So just do it, okay? And use this table. It's amazing. All right. So I want you to blog once a week. Week right here, the date you're going to do it, the title of your post you're going to come up with. And now here are 3 ways, 3 different types of blog posts you can do that will help your clients. Okay, ready? So for content for your first blog post, you, like I said before in the slideshow, are going to come up with something that is connecting you, and basically you can piggyback off other vendors or venues that have higher searches than you. So think of a post like I did those 4 rustic wedding venues, right? So I want you to think of something that you can come up with that is relevant to your bride. So maybe you love doing like an offbeat bride. So you could do a blog post about, the 5 best offbeat venues in Chicago, Illinois or something. Or you could do a blog post that's about the 5 best photographers in Chicago, Illinois. If you're not a photographer, if you're a makeup artist, for example, or if you're like a floral designer like I was. I did one on photographers. Or you could do something along the lines of like the 4 best places to take engagement photos. That's a really good one. And then link all the venues in there. Okay. So again, I put a little note here. Make sure to include hyperlinks in everything. Again, piggybacking off their search results. And lists are always the easiest. I always want to make this as simple as possible because I know blogging can seem like such a daunting task on top of everything else you have to do in your business. So I want you to do lists. It's really simple. I mean, I've given you guys just like 3 ideas you can do right there. Just do them, okay? Now, I also put a column to get this stuff out there even faster, get us some more traffic. I want you to actually share these blog posts after they're done. So you can go through, do your date, your title, your content that you're going to do. And then are you going to share it in Facebook groups? Make sure you share it to your Facebook business page. I know a lot of Facebook groups that I'm in have a day of the week when you can share a blog post. Or maybe even if it's a smaller Facebook group and they don't have prompts, just go in and share your blog post. If it's like there's people in there that could be your ideal client, people in there that could connect you with other people, share it, share it, share it, okay? Moving on to the second type of blog post we're going to do. So again, being all about our bride, being all of service to our client, okay? This is the stuff that they might be Googling and then come across you and say, oh my God, that's perfect. I needed someone to do this for me. Okay, so for this one, I like to really help you guys out because I know that when I ask this question to some of my clients, they're always like, well, Shannon, I don't know what they're asking. I don't know what they're asking me. So if you've been in business, say you've booked already, like, you've been in business for a year, maybe you've booked 5 weddings so far. Go through your questionnaire forms or go through maybe some emails you've had with past clients and see what they ask you a lot. See what kind of questions they're thinking about as they're planning their day. That is a perfect way to speak to your ideal client and help them and be of service to them. If you're totally brand new and you've never had an email before, you've maybe had one inquiry, so you don't know what your clients are looking for, you can try asking on Facebook, asking in Facebook groups. So you could ask off your personal page to, people and everyone like that. You can go to bridal blogs. Practical Wedding is my favorite. They do a lot of in-depth questions that I love. So you can go to a Practical Wedding, see what they're asking. Go to Wedding Bee forums. That's where tons of brides ask things. And again, go to bridal blogs. And then, of course, share it. So you do a blog post that's answering a question a lot of brides have. Share it in the Facebook groups you're in if they allow it. You might help someone out. And then the third type of blog post that we're going to do is basically you actually sharing a little bit of yourself. So I know we said it's all about the client, it's all about her. So if you're doing a majority of blog posts that are helping your client, educating your client, then you can, once in a while put something in there that's your stuff. So it could be maybe a recent styled shoot you did. Maybe it could be something, real about you. Maybe you share something like personal about you. People love to know also about the person that they're going to work with. Say you could write something about a blog post about like why you started your business, why you love photography, something that is authentic and genuine. People love to read about, but don't fill up your blog with all of that. Okay. And then of course, share it. People love, especially if you do a blog post like that, people are going to eat it up. They are going to love this stuff. Okay. So these are basically 3 different types of blog posts you can do. This is giving you the structure and giving you the how. And I've given you all the tips on how to actually create a blog post that creates and generates traffic. And I know this because it worked in my last business. It works, it's still working. And it might seem like a little bit of hustle in the beginning, a little bit of like, oh, I don't want to do this today, but it will pay off, okay? So you won't have to do it forever. So if you're here and you're like, Shannon, I really suck at marketing, suck at getting inquiries, maybe you're just like, I don't want to be stuck in my head so much. I don't want to be in this place of fear anymore. I want to be in a place where I'm getting clients, where the traffic is rolling in. I am your girl. Listen, I have been there. I have been in the place of fear and doubt and like wondering when I could quit my job, wondering when it would stop being a grind or a hustle, and when I would feel like I did enough, right? So let's talk. Let's have a chat. I've worked with wedding professionals and I've taken them from $0 in their business to a $5,000 month in 1 month. And it's a lot of times it's crazy to think that a lot of it is within our own heads, right? So I've taken my clients that were fear, they were desperate. They were like, I have no idea how I can get another client. I don't know if I can succeed. They're on the verge of tears talking to me. And by the time they left me, my clients are feeling more confident, they're feeling lighter, and they're finally feeling optimistic about the future of their business. Some side effects of working with me, these have happened to a majority of my clients. I don't know why, but it seems when you change your mind and you feel more confident about your system and about your business, and you have systems in your business and you have structure, all this the rest of your life just starts to fall together. You start to exercise more. You have a better relationship with your spouse. And you also can spend, a lot of my clients are moms with young kids at home. And then they say, thank you so much, because now that I know my business can succeed, I feel like I can spend quality, more present time with my kids. So I would love to chat with you if you feel like you're at this place in your business and get you to the places that I've gotten all my other clients before. I'll share a link to schedule an appointment right in the chat. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to leave them in the G chat underneath the thing where you can write comments, and I'll answer them. It's been great chatting with everyone. I hope you learned so much. I can't wait to see what kind of content you pump out. And thanks for taking time out of your day to spend some time with me. Okay, bye everyone.